at Glasgow. Yeah, talking about in Scotland there, Glasgow there, where Nigerian delegates finished seventh, the best team, the best African side. 10 gold, 7 silver, 7 bronze. I still have my reservations because I felt we should have done more. Some medals that we ought to keep into the back. We did not do that. But when we leave Commonwealth, let's also talk about the next one. That's 2030. Dami, are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? We will be going to India. Oh my God, I am so ready. I'll just be doing 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I'll just be dancing. I'll be dancing like this, and that's talking about hosting nation is going to be India 2030. By that time, I would have gotten that my, is it, what do they call it? That is what they used to put on there. And I've gotten my salary. I would have gotten all this, and I would say, Namaste. 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 That's what we'll be saying by 2030. But when we leave the Commonwealth game, it's done and dusted. Kudos. We still have a lot of things, the wins, the runs, and every other thing that happened. We move focus to the WAFCON. We are the super focus of Nigeria. Their hope is dangling on a thin line, and it doesn't even look as if we may make it to the World Cup. But when we look into that and we talk about the transfer stories, Tolu Arokodare is back. He talked about the fact that when it's just like a tree that was cut off, but got to a place, to a breathing space, is springs forth fruit again. And that's the story of Tolu Arokodare now with Ajax, and also other stories that we have to talk about. Vinicius Junior is still saying that most likely Arsenal, the Emirates is going to look like the destination for the Brazilian. Maybe he's going to combine with Liza Martinelli and Gabriel. Okay, but I have Dami in the studio with me. World famous Dami. Dami, good evening and welcome to the Sport Radio Show.
Good evening, Gemma. Thank you so much. It's been an also time over the course of last month, and also Nigeria finishing the group in the Commonwealth Games as one of the best African teams is actually something to be proud of. And I'm sure that if you can actually put these kind of preparations for the Commonwealth Games, if you can put it for every Commonwealth Games and every international competition that we come into, I think we're always going to be better. But looking at our last edition of the Commonwealth, looking at the performance, we were better. But like you said, there are so many things. Like athletics was supposed to be hers. Toby Amuso was supposed to take gold. But then it is what it is. Sometimes you can't predict this thing. And the fact that she even mentioned it, that she was running everything through injury and also having a podium finish is something to really applaud. And the NSC, this competition really showed that they are on hand to reward the athletes and also the technical staff, which they did very, very well.
Okay, yeah, I love that. I love that. Last edition we got 12 goals. This year we finished with 10 goals. 2 goal difference. Toby Amuson's goal, we suffered for that, and also the 100-meter race. But we will also talk about the new records we set this year. For example, 200 meter,
Yes,
400
and
meter.
also there was
Nathaniel,
the discus throw
throw.
when the Nigerian girl who won gold at Birmingham did another goal and even break our own record and set another record again.
you know,
So it's been an awesome one for Nigerians
for
at the Commonwealth in
weightlifting
Glasgow.
as
Yes,
well
yes,
too.
yes.
We got that. I understand that perfectly.
Mm.
For weightlifting, we're able to set a new record.
Mm.
But I just want us that we shouldn't just be replacing. We should be adding.
What do you mean by having?
But when I mean adding is that where we are dominant, we add up.
Mm.
It should not be, we know that we are 100 meter hurdle, we are dominant there.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have slipped up. That's my concern.
But you know that these athletes sometimes
I understand that
you can't
the
make
body fatigue.
when they make plans for some building materials, you say miscellaneous. It's just the same way with athletes. You can't manage their injury. You can't know the exact time. Sometimes players will not be ready to go to events as big as this. We cannot control that. We can just always control. Like you said, it is always good to make preparations. And that is why right now, the fact that we have some players, Nigerian players, representing other countries. There was a lady that came to represent Australia. She was very familiar. I'm like, familiar in Australia? So these are the things. Scouting of those girls now, where they are, those that have not neutralized to another country, this is our opportunity to build on this momentum. And hopefully in India, not only are we going to dance, we are also going to clinch so many goals.
You're going to clinch so many good. But I will say that a lot of congratulations to them. Rosemary Chukuma, also a lot of them, we had the likes of Ella. There was a particular lady that she was at the under 20 when I was with uh, she was in the under 20, and this year she won Melda, uh, and that's talking about I'm trying to get um a name there, but and also to talk about the fact like Feboashe, Koinsola Ajayi, Fakorede Adekalu. I know Fakorede back then in Ekiti when she when he was doing that there before he moved to the US, uh, and that too. So I think it's actually a very good one for them. You know, Eze Brume would have represented Nigeria, but a late replacement, unfortunately. Uh, Unfortunately for her, you know. And if you look at it, Sukonsola Ajayi was meant to win gold.
Absolutely, yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's part of it.
yeah, he was meant to win gold. I was just trying to get the name of that of that lady while still trying um to do that. The WAFCON is here again. Nigeria, the Falcons shook us. They choked us in the we couldn't breathe. The first game against Malawi.
It was a game that was ours to win, not ours to lose, and then we let it slip.
Do you
off.
think so?
Yes,
For me,
because
we
the
didn't
thing
play
is
anything exceptional.
exactly. It was ours. It was not like every player were playing on individual brilliance. The changes could not even make any positive effect on the game. So it was just more like a sheep scattered without a shepherd. Exactly, that's what it was. And then, from the long balls, just kicking, just clearing out, there was no cohesion. But see the game against Zambia, we knew that there was everything at stake. If we had lost that game, we would have been gone.
Yeah.
Perhaps the guys would have been back to Nigeria making their TikToks. Yeah.
Hey.
So it is that mentality. I wonder why we started on a wrong foot. Now we have to win against Egypt by a goal margin, and then we hope that Malawi and Zambia play that draw, or Malawi beats Zambia, or Zambia doesn't beat Malawi by maybe like 4-3 goals margin, which is a very excellent task for Zambia.
I was talking about Miracle Ezechuku, who was
yes,
one of the brilliant I mean the star to watch at the Commonwealth Games. She really performed exceptionally.
And to even think that some of our athletes are having their international run for the first time, making their debuts on the biggest stage, and they were able to do well. It is something to be proud of.
I mean, that's another exceptional one. But just back to what you're talking about, the WAFCON. The first question I have, and I felt like I still have to ask Coach Justin Madugu, was, why do you have to use Olamide Oladipo? Why do you have to start her from the right back the first game?
I think these are the problems, Jeremiah.
Ale and Jemai.
Well, profile your players wrongly. We have Sophia Tomorrow, who is a lateral left back, playing for Lionesses in the Women's Super League in England. We have these guys, they are natural, their position. Alozie is a natural right back, right? Sometimes you can put her left back. You can play her as a winger up front. She gives you the addition. But in a game
now when you go and use a sweeper. Okay. Okay. We have Olamide Abe all the way from Glasgow joining us. He had already promised me that he's going to come in briefly and go back because they are celebrating at the moment in Glasgow. For some of us that. Okay. Good evening, Olamide, and welcome to the Sports Radio Show. You are speaking live here in Nigeria. In case maybe because I know you're an international journalist now and you've been talking to a lot of media houses since you got to the UK. Good evening. I hear you.
Good evening, Jeremiah. Good evening, Damilola.
Thank you for. Thank you for joining us this evening. We've been discussing about the Commonwealth Games and about how Nigeria performed at the tournament. 10 goals. That's 2 difference of what we had in the last edition. We're just looking at it. We're comparing some of the new records we set and some of the some of the medal that we also have won, and we are fortunately good. I mean, that we did not. From your perspective, you are closer to the athletes. You have done a lot of exclusives and everything. I'd like you to share with us one of the things you really observed, the things that really helped us, the things that the shortcomings, the setbacks that faced Nigeria at the just concluded Commonwealth Games.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, and it's a privilege to join you guys. And the good work for the amazing work that you guys are doing. And also on the Commonwealth Games, I think to me personally, it's a successful outing from Team Nigeria here in Glasgow, and with what they were able to achieve: 10 gold, 7 silver, 7 bronze, for a total of 24 medals to finish as the seventh highest country and also the number one in Africa. Also, the only African team to enter the top 10 at the 2026 Commonwealth Games. Well, yeah, you might have said maybe there are some missed medals, there are some missed gold, for example, like maybe we ought to have one gold and we have to probably settle for silver, maybe bronze. But to me, I think there were also some additional medals that we ought not to have won. For example, Enku Ekuta won uh, bronze medal in judo few days ago, and for 24 years, the country has never won any medal at the Commonwealth Games. But in fact, while talking to me after a win, she said they were only added because of the fact that they said, okay, you just go to Glasgow for an holiday. You guys are not meant to win. So if she came here and won, so that particular medal was not meant to be part of our medal, but she shocked the world. She won the medal, so and so on. So we can start if we are to analyze all our 24 medals, each and every one of those medals have their own respective stories. We can talk about Ogazi's medal, Ogazi's gold. We can talk about probably maybe Chukwuebuka Inekweti's gold. We can talk about uh, Nathaniel Ezekiel's gold and all. So each of those 10 gold medals have their own unique story. Each of those silver medal and also the bronze medal also have their own respective stories. And there are some athletes too, out of our 72 athletes that we bought, there are some athletes too that they were also unable to win any medal. So to me, when I want to analyze the entire thing, I think it's a successful outing, not by just medal alone. Yeah, by medal, it is a successful outing. And also, if we are looking at it from maybe performance wise, I also think it is also a successful outing for Team Nigeria at the
I want to
2026 Commonwealth Games.
I want to take you on the spot there before Dami coming. For you, in your assessment, the current state assessment of the Nigerian team, you have been covering athletics for a couple of years now, and you're a strong voice, especially for the reforms, for the reformation that you've talked about the fact that okay, the athletic industry really needs a lot of reform, especially from Nigeria and everything. From your perspective, do you think the government or the sport commission and the athletic federation they've done better, and even as a whole, assessing this Nigerian delegates? Do you think we've done better at all? The government.
Well, to me, like, I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm going to say it now. The National Sports Commission outdid themselves at this event. They, they did practically everything they're supposed to do, and they did way and way more than expected. Because to begin with, when you want to look at the cash reward, it has never been done anywhere in the world that a particular country is rewarding instant cash to most of their athletes. They did, and this was not meant to be part of their reward before, because initially, if an athlete is winning a particular medal, maybe gold, silver, or bronze, they have their respective rewards. But the National Sports Commission did it in a way that, okay, aside that reward, yeah, you are supposed to get so amount of money for gold. They also introduced a new reward system, which is the instant cash reward. So if an athlete is winning gold instantly on track, instantly on the court, instantly on the field, you get the reward for gold, which is totally different from normal reward, and also still different from what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will announce in coming days. So when you look at the funding, that is the reward system. The reward system is perfect. That even a legend, a seven-time Olympian like Funke Osasanake was saying, "Wow, this was what I missed out during my competitive days." And that is just the reward system. When you also look at the teaching system, all 72 athletes, all of them, I can say all emphatically because all of them are athletes. They are very contented with what they have in teaching. The teaching is perfect and they couldn't have requested for something much more better. So the teaching is very good and National Sports Commission are now pushing towards having Puma as one of our substantial sponsors in sport. And if that comes through, trust me, this is going to work as an advantage for not just the Sport Commission alone, but also all federations and also the athletes themselves. Because if my coming in substantively, they are going to be paying us a reward system for maybe gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal. And this is going to be paid to all the athletes directly. So if you look at some of these things, these are the issues that we've always been having over the years. We know we have funding issues. We know
We have,
we've
we have some
had
athletes that are representing other nations in big events as the Commonwealth. And if you look at athletics, Nigeria boasts one of the best squad in terms of athletics. What do we do to the situation of athletes representing other countries when it's supposed to be for Nigeria's advantage? We know we can't fight that, but in a way, how can we curb it?
well, I won't say athletes are representing other countries and not Nigeria. I won't say that because when you take a look at the numbers, I'm a numbers person. So when you take a look at the numbers and you realize the fact that okay, the athletes that are trooping into Nigeria, they are very much more than the athletes that live in Nigeria. That is a fact, and I will back it up. Look at this Commonwealth Games, for example. We won silver in the short put female. The person that won silver for us in the short put female competed for Nigeria for the very first time. And she just switched allegiance from the United States to Nigeria. Chukwuebuka Emeka won gold at this Commonwealth Games. She was not born in Nigeria, so it switched his nationality from the United States to Nigeria. Udoji Uzurike changed to Nigeria a few years ago. Jamie Schletter was born in Germany, raised in the United Kingdom, lived in the United States. So he could have competed for any of those three countries, but he represented Nigeria. So when you take a look at this, I think we can still see that there are still more athletes that they were born in other countries, maybe Europe, maybe United States, and still switch their allegiance back to Nigeria. Same thing that happens to us. We know it happens. An athlete might be born in England and represent Scotland. You might be born in Northern Ireland and represent maybe Ireland. It happens everywhere. So it is not just only a Nigerian thing, but I am happy with the fact that athletes have now seen the green light that, okay, yes, we can represent Nigeria. We might not be born in Nigeria. We might be born in another country. Athletes in diaspora, they are now coming back home to have the sense of belongingness that, yes, we want to represent our country of origin, which is Nigeria.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. I know we are still going to, after this break, we have a short break now, commercial break, then we'll be back. I think I can now I can give you a new name now, a new title, Mr. Athletics of Nigeria. Mr. Athletic 01 of Nigeria. When you come back, you come and pay me for that. But let's just take this commercial break, then we'll just move and talk about the WAFCON. You are also a woman, and after this time, and then we'll go fully about the WAFCON. Okay, stay tuned.
A nation of many languages and many tongues. We will stand together, live together, and grow together. United we stand, united we thrive. This message is brought to you by Women Radio WFM 91.7 FM.
HB 1349 ní nọ́mbà ìwé òfin ilé aṣòfin 1349. HB 1349 ó wà fún àwọn ipò tí a fi pamọ́ sílẹ̀ fún obìnrin, ilé aṣòfin àgbà, ilé aṣòfin aṣojú àti àwọn ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀. Tí o bá fọwọ́ sí HB 1349, ìjọba wa yóò dára sí i. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a panupọ̀ kí a sọ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ilé aṣòfin wa kí wọ́n dìbò fún HB 1349.
Nàìjíríà tó dára. Tí o bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ Nàìjíríà, ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún HB 1349 kí o fi ìfilọ̀ yìí ránṣẹ́ sí ẹlòmíràn. Ìkéde yìí wá láti Women Radio 91.7.
Love has many languages. Some speak it out loud. Some speak it quietly. When you truly love yourself or someone, you speak it with a big breakfast. That creamy, nourishing breakfast made with thick milk. It contains vitamins, proteins, and calcium to help keep you fit and ready for today. Because Peak Breakfast, it's peak love. Peak, reach for your peak.
I have met a lot of people in Lagos. People chasing dreams. People trying to build a life. I have realized that every life has a moment that changes everything. Take Bukola, for example. She has just completed a free tech training under the Digital Leap program at the Yaba Public Library Hub. What started as an opportunity became a future she never imagined.
Look at me now. I'm recording tech field. It was the possibility of becoming something else. And thanks to Lagos State for making that possible.
Then I met Tunde. Traffic was always his problem. But one day, he stopped complaining.
Since the Lagos Rail Mass Transit launched the Blue Line and the Red Line, movement has been easy for me.
Lizzie's story was different. After years of waiting to become a mother, she feared the cost of pregnancy would be too much. But hope found her when she needed it most.
It was supposed to be too much, but Ilera Eko Standard Jara plan helped us cover our bills heavily. I don't know how we would have paid for this otherwise. Omoniwura, ẹni tó rani lọ́wọ́ láti dáàbò bo wúrà náà kì í ṣe ẹni tí a lè gbàgbé.
Kunle's greatest fear became reality the day his landlord asked him to leave. But through the rent-to-own initiative, he found a place to call home.
I secured a spot in Badagry.
All it took was a 5% down payment, and I got the key. Stories like these remind us that the true measure of progress isn't just what we build, but the lives we change.
Babajide Olusola Fowumi, leaving a lasting legacy.
Ndị ọchụnta ego, ụmụ akwụkwọ, mmekọ ezinụlọ ndị ọrụ ugbo na ndị ezumike nka dị na steeti 36 nke Naijiria. Dịka onye otu ụmụ nwaanyị igwe mgbasa ozi, azụmahịa gị bụ nke a ga-akwalitere gị n'efu n'igwe mgbasa ozi ụmụ nwaanyị. Ị ga-enwetakwazi ihe nrite ihe ọma ndị dị ịtụnanya dị iche iche, ma nwetakwazi ohere ịnọ ma sonyere ihe omume anyị gasị. Tinye Women Radio app n'ekwentị gị taa ka ị wee nụrụ olu gị n'igwe mgbasa ozi. Debanye aha n'efu na WFM917.com ma gbaa mbọ hụ na ị na-esonyere nchịkọtara ozi anyị. Ọ were Facebook, ọ bụ otu maka ASA Foundation and Nigeria Media Innovation Program na Hita ha na-akwado otu abụ Women Radio membership.
Looking for a place to advertise your business at affordable rates or a hall to host all your corporate events and conferences? Then don't look any further for all your advert placements, live interviews, announcements, religious programs, event bookings, and lots more. Give your business the boost and reach your target audience at an affordable rate here on Women Radio 91.7. What are you waiting for? Hurry now. Call the numbers 0905 555 8998, 0806 009 2137, or 0816 060 5673, or email us at WFM917.
What is the phone?
Àwọn ìyá ṣe pàtàkì nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ìyá ṣì ń dojúkọ ewu nígbà ìbímọ ní àwọn àwùjọ wa. Kò sì yẹ kí ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìdí nìyẹn tí Women Advocate Research and Documentation Center Ward C nípasẹ̀ iṣẹ́ Transform Project fi mú ìjíròrò yìí wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn. Èyí ni Town Hall Meeting. Pẹpẹ àlàyé kan níbi tí àwọn ìyá ti ń sọ ìrírí wọn. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìlera sì ń sọ ohun tí wọ́n ń rí lójoojúmọ́ níbi iṣẹ́ tí àwọn aṣáájú aṣojú àti àwọn olùṣètò ìlànà ìjọba náà yóò sì dáhùn tààrà sí àwọn àníyàn àwọn ènìyàn. Kò sí ìdènà, kò sí ìdákẹ́jẹ́, ìjíròrò títọ́, ojúṣe àti ìgbésẹ̀ nìkan. Nítorí pé nígbà tí àwọn àwùjọ àti àwọn adarí bá ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀, a lè mú ìtọ́jú ìlera àwọn ìyá lóyún dára sí i kí a sì dènà ikú tí a lè yàgò fún. Darapọ̀ mọ́ WOTC ní tẹ́lifíṣàn yìí tí o sì jẹ́ apá kan nínú ìjíròrò tó mú ìyípadà gidi wá sí ìlera àwọn ìyá. Kò yẹ kí obìnrin kankan kú nígbà tó ń bímọ.
She creates, she learns, she shapes the future. Parents, this August could change your daughter's future. She Creates Camp 2026 is back for girls 13 to 17. AI, tech, leadership, creativity, and confidence building with inspiring mentors in a safe space. Spaces are limited. Register now at wtechonline.org/SheCreatesCamp.
Ayé ìgbádùn tó fẹ́ jẹ, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú bó ṣe ń ná owó rẹ̀. Ètò tuntun tó ń bọ̀ lórí Women Radio 91.7 yóò kọ́ ọ bí a ṣe ń náwó, bí a ṣe ń tọ́jú owó àti bí o ṣe lè ní owó tó pọ̀ jaburata. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Amọ́nì yóò kọ́ ọ ní ètò ìṣúná bí o ṣe lè lo owó rẹ̀ lọ́nà tó tọ́ àti lọ́nà tó yẹ. Lórí Amọ́nì, kò sáyè ìsápamọ́ torí kò yáwó, kò sáyè ọ̀nkú bí o tí ì jẹun bẹ̀ yẹn. A ó kọ́ ọ bí o ṣe ń náwó, bí o ṣe ń tọ́jú owó àti bí o ṣe lè dá wà láàyè ara rẹ̀. Pàdé wa lórí Women Radio 91.7 ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Tuesday láago 3:00 ọ̀sán. Women Radio 91.7 ohùn fún obìnrin. Amọ́nì, gbogbo obìnrin ní láti gbọ́.
Are you a business owner, freelancer, or salary earner in Lagos State? Taxes are not just bills to pay. Taxes are investments to develop your Lagos and your future. Women Radio, WFM 91.7, in partnership with Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LIRS, bring you Tax Radio every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and every Friday at 6:05 p.m. with tax experts on your tax rights and tax obligations in Lagos. Tax Radio with LIRS on Women Radio, WFM 91.7, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 6:05 p.m. Empower yourself with your tax rights and obligations in Lagos.
WFM 91.7 muryar mata.
Okay, welcome back to the sport. 2.7. I still have with me all the way from Glasgow, Scotland. In it, bro. In it, boys. Okay. Quickly before my international journalist attend to other businesses. Okay. Okay, Olamide, you are still there? We're trying to get it. Okay, that means we'll be talking about AFCON, and we're talking about the fact that the chances of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and this is coming from the goalkeeper of the Super Falcons, Chiamaka Inadozie. Okay, Olamide is back. Okay, Olamide, quickly before you. Oh my God, we've just made our journalist to miss his flight. Okay, quickly, just before you leave, in just 2 minutes, are you going to get your thoughts about the Super Falcons of Nigeria? What do you think? Do you think that Justin Madugu, we should still trust the process with him? We should believe that he knows what he's doing to land the Super Falcons the World Cup ticket?
I think I would like to ask a rhetorical question on this again, because you said, should we still trust the process with Justin Madugu? Why should we not? Has he ever taken us to maybe any event and he failed? No, this is the second tournament, and I think in about almost 10 games, he has lost only one as the substantive head coach. So, and one thing about Madugu is that, yeah, you can question his tactics, you can question his style of play, you can demand that Nigeria does not have an identity, this and that. Yeah, it is very legit. But the thing is, this man has delivered us a title in just over a year. A year ago, he delivered a title. So now I think we are just being over reactive. One thing is, yeah, you can lose. There is no mighty thing in the world. So there is no unbeatable thing in the world. We lost a very good Malawian team. And when you talk to good women's football followers, they will tell you that the Malawi's loss is not a shock. Yeah, you might say maybe it's a shock due to the performance of some of our individual performances of some of our players, but you won't call it a shock like maybe Cape Verde defeating Spain or maybe like a big shock because bar for bar they can have some of the players that they are equivalent of our own players too. So and we went into the game against Zambia, we defeated them, we struggled, yeah. But I believe we are going to go against Egypt and we are going to win. And after winning Egypt, whoever comes up in the next round, we are also going to defeat them. So it's just 3 more wins and we still defeated Brazil. So which is the first target? Still the ticket to Brazil 2027 Women's World Cup and then probably target maybe a spot in the final, the trophy itself. But I believe it is not an impossible task. And when you look at the path that we are supposed to be, if Zambia defeats Malawi by 1 goal and not just more than 1 goal, and the total number of goals that we scored in that match is not up to 7, we are going to top the group. But if Malawi defeats Zambia, we know we are going to come up as runner-up after beating Egypt. Goal difference will not count. It is going to be a 3-way head-to-head, and Nigeria will either finish second or first. Whichever way we are finishing, if it is second, the Super Falcons are primed to win the 11th title. But if it is still first, well, we are also still going to win to me. And I believe now we should not put too much pressure on the team. They should just go there to the semi-final or the repechage to secure the ticket to Brazil's 2027 World Cup.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alamda. I know that by now you're already planning that by 2027 you will also be in Brazil to watch the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I also anticipated that too as well to answer. Maybe for Tammy too. Maybe she will have 1 or 2 questions to ask Oscar why she to go to China. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. This evening. God bless you. Okay, yeah, that was the Olamide Abe all the way from Glasgow there in the United Kingdom. He just concluded the Commonwealth Games and he's one of the Nigerian journalists covering that game. He writes for AIPS, an international media organization. Yeah. Dami, we're still talking about the let's move a bit. For you, what are the plays? For me, I didn't expect Egypt to have been crushed again. Like
why are you not expecting? Has Egypt done anything specific? The thing is, so I'm very like Olamide, I'm very particular about data, and every of my write-ups for this WAFCON, I have made use of some of the past histories between each opponent, each teams that want to play. If you look at Egypt, they have never done anything as far as reaching a semi-final. They have never done anything as reaching a final.
They follow the footpath of
and that is why I was surprised. Nigeria, Egypt are not newcomers.
I'm saying that at least see what Malawi is doing. They're not even
doing. If you look at Malawi and if you look at Egypt, I think there's a stark difference in gulf of quality of players. And the players in Malawi, you can't compare their players to the players in Egypt. Majority of Egyptian players are either playing in the Saudi league or playing in their local league, the first division of their local league. So that gulf of difference is very, very clear. Look at Malawi. Let's look at the Tawinga sisters, Tabitha and Tenwa. Tabitha has played for AC Milan. She has played for Real Madrid. She has played for PSG also. PSG, yeah. And she's the only player that has won Golden Boot in every league she has played. In Italy, in France, and now she's still with Lyon right now. And look at Lyon. They have won like 8 Women's Champions League, and they made it to the final also last time out against Barcelona. Now look at her sister Olango. She's with Chicago in NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League. She won the MVP back to back, 2024, 2025. She won the golden boot back to back. So look at
That's blessed.
yes, and this is their first time on the grand stage of African women's football. That is because both of them are poster girls. Now let's look at other players. Some of their players are also playing well. There's this player in Ghana that is playing for Nottingham Forest. Meanwhile, our own player, she went to Nottingham Forest. She was only signed for 1 year. She left. Even that 1 year, she could not fulfill the terms of her contract. These are striker that just came into the fold for Super Falcons.
Oh, Joy.
Yes, Joy Omewa. See, these are these things. And I'm glad that African players, especially women, are actually getting that spotlight.
Unlike Nigeria, Nigeria was always packing everything.
Because most of our players were always coming. Look at our crop of players now. I think we are getting to that space whereby we are going to have an European, and this is one of the things that helps Morocco. Sorry, pardon me. I'm going to move to the men's football a little bit. This is one of the things that help Morocco. Every player that represents Morocco, they have this early taste of European career, and you could see it. You see it in their technicality. You see it in the way they play. So that is why we say Morocco African team. They are doing
the right thing.
They are doing exceptionally well. Imagine why will you be an Akraf Hakimi playing under arguably one of the best managers in this area, and you will not be tactical? It is impossible. Look at Onabi playing in Italy, France. The same thing. Yes, the same thing that Eden Hazard sprung out from Lille came coming to Chelsea.
Saliba has gone to Saliba or Sariba.
From there, to Bayern Munich. Look at these are the things.
And not to talk of Mazarao.
United as a right back playing under one of the best midfielders, Makekari, Yasin Bono. Look at he played in Sevilla before moving to Saudi Arabia right now. So these are the things that you can't just overlook. Women's football needs to get the appreciation. We need to start pitching our female footballers, not just to the African leagues. Okay, I think the course I went for last month in Abuja about FIFA management program, we spoke about African and why African female footballers are still behind the trend of European players. And these are the things we look at. We lack data. Ask me how many data are we going to pinpoint last season in the NWFL to track this players' progress. The only thing we can do is golden boots, clean sheets. Let's look at the miles covered. You will see gadgets on players in Europe. You know how many minutes this player covered in the space of 2 minutes. 2 seconds. Okay, this player has covered this mile. These are the things.
And this will be able to track their strength.
Look at the WAFA. Look at the WAFA. Look at the package. Look at the advertisement. Look at the sponsors. Look at the stadium. Look at everything about.
Was not.
The things.
WAFA was as if they were playing street tournaments.
And these are what we are fighting for. And then somebody decided that he wants to privatize.
But that means we still also need to have a conversation about that privatization. I had this conversation with some of the finance guys today, and the person asked me, I didn't want to go there, but I will just chip in. The person asked me, the phone line is open, is 07917 The person asked me that, what is my stake? I said, no, this is about creating an SPV that privately we seek for funding for the World Cup.
And you trust that? You trust that with Gianni Infantino? Do you trust that?
No, I don't trust anybody.
Okay.
Except Jesus Christ.
Because
anybody can make mistakes. But no, if you look at it, okay, let's come down to Africa. Africa needs money. Our football will not survive.
Are you forgetting what FIFA is? If it's FIFA that is seeking for private investors, I would not even mind. You're talking about FIFA, which is supposed to be a non-profit organization.
The money is not for FIFA. The money is for the tournament.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Wrestling, I think wrestling, yes. Wrestling, all this.
WWE.
Yes, WWE was privatized. Since that privatization till now, did you see that? For somebody that is into journalism, like back to back, I will tell you for a fact that it has not become a game of the highest bidder. Fans no longer get to see what they like. Let's not even go to having the biggest investors on board. Let's just look at an example of what the American World Cup was. Look at the halftime shows. Is this how we want to be enjoying soccer? Look at like a Super Bowl tournament. Look at the issues of fans not getting tickets. And I'm telling you for a fact, and I still say it, the moment I heard about it, we are going to have majority of people, even you, that you say you want to go, maybe you travel to Europe and you decide, I want to leave my house, I want to go and watch a game. It will not be 10 times difficult for you getting a ticket. Not just getting a ticket, getting access, because they believe that the VVIPs, not even VIPs, will now be in charge of football. How? Is this the game we were born to enjoy?
Now, when it comes to business, when it comes to policy and framework, there will be risk. Now, we now need to come to the table to look for how to mitigate risk.
$20 billion. Remember?
I know. Now, I asked somebody, the person said, okay, what about the halftime show? I said, nobody listens to most of this halftime analysis.
Did you hear what this head coach of Brazil, Carlo Ancelotti, he said we lost our game because we lost it during. Why will you? Players are already in the game. Jema, you know these things I'm saying. Thank God you are into sports. You know these things. When we player have played for like 45 minutes and you are delaying for about how many minutes because you want to. I'm telling you that one of the issues that discouraged me from having a full enjoyment of this World Cup is the fact that we had that break. I felt so pissed. Like when we
is it the hydration break?
The hydration break.
But the hydration break was needed.
The outside see Jeremiah. You everything that was done in the US was a testing ground of how to privatize FIFA. It was more like a testing ground. Let's just test it.
But wait. During Qatar 2022,
there was speed coming to give him a performance. How? Jeremiah, is this the football we desire to enjoy? The likes of Pele Maradona played for us.
We don't have that enough time, but now let's look at it from this perspective. During the Qatar 2022, we know how the
one of the best World Cup I've ever seen. One of the best World Cup that has ever been organized. That was one of the best. Even the ones South Africa, everybody get access. There was no prejudice. There was no favoritism. There was no nepotism. Imagine President Trump telling FIFA, the president of FIFA, that he should overturn Balogun's red card. Meanwhile, there were other players. Jared Consile of England, his red card was not overturned. He missed the game against Argentina. These are the things. Is this the kind of person you want to oversee the football? For a non-profit organization. If it was UEFA,
okay.
I don't mind. Because UEFA still has UCL, they have Europa League, they have Conference League, so make those money. So I won't be bothered. Do you know that with this situation right now, the Women's World Cup that is supposed to take place in Brazil is now in a critical position? Do you know that? Now, senior officers are resigning, and there is a pressure on Infantino that he has to resign. In a time where he had to go, he had to, be re-elected. I think Infantino is just showing us that he's a younger version of Sepp Blatter.
Sepp Blatter dragged him on X.
It is.
For me, I don't want to say that, because no, one thing we should understand is that Infantino is not a footballer.
One thing I will say is, Jeremiah, football should not only be made available to VVIPs.
I don't think
that is where we are going to. Once that $20 billion investment or sponsor whatever it is granted.
Let us also look at it from this perspective.
Now, do you know what the records were for the last Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand? Do you know the records was the most attended? In terms of revenue, was the most generated revenue. In terms of fans coming to watch the game. Fans are coming to pay. Now imagine you are paying £50 to watch Australia versus Nigeria. If the VIPs come on board, you will be paying $250.
Now, calm down. Now, we have regular, we have VVIP, we have VIP. Number one, when tournaments are being done, conducted, FIFA, most times the host country are the ones that bear the burden.
Of course.
Now, what does that mean? It means that FIFA will have to succumb to the.
You don't succumb. Do you know what they call FIFA? Football World Governing Body.
But at one point, that during those times too, there are some countries that would have hosted the World Cup, but they couldn't because another country overrated. We know what happened during the Sepp Blatter issue, where Qatar and the likes of them had to bring money. So which means now there will still be corruption. How to solve this corruption now is that FIFA is self-funding. So which means they don't care whatever any country is bringing to the table.
I want you to take a deeper research into the rabbit hole of how FIFA makes money, and you will be surprised about the numbers of sponsors that FIFA have. You see these strategic times of privatization. Jeremiah, I still ask you, why will you make a non-profit organization? Why will you say you want to privatize?
No, this is it. FIFA is not privatizing FIFA.
So what
they want to do now is that they are creating an SPV. Creating an SPV is a different.
Do you know how strategic a business can be? That you can sell that business to a common man and he's going to take it. If I'm to be a dumb person and I've not been in sports, You can say that idea to me and I will buy it.
It works.
But for somebody that I love research, I love numbers, I will take a deeper research into the rabbit hole.
I think
why Infantino okay, what do you need to say he wants to privatize last World Cup? This was because they went to America. And they tested the ground.
Obviously,
they tested the ground for their nation break. They tested the ground for
the only constant having. Change is the only constant.
They tested the ground for their nation break. They tested the ground for halftime break. They tested the ground for shows people coming to perform. They said, this thing could make sense.
But then the only constant in life.
Trump, who have always been a businessman, very selfish cunt. Apologies. Who have always been like that. You're not asking that, okay, because you have played the World Cup now in America, you are trying to bring it. Nah.
Yeah, Dami, I understand your concern. But for me, looking at it for the greater good.
I think it's even time that Infantino resigns before he becomes a disease.
So who is the next person?
You see, do you know that CONCACAF, the only thing we are waiting right now, CAF has not yet portrayed their stand. But we
heard that there's this rumor that CAF has already said that they are
supposed to meet this week. That was the pressers they sent last week. That they are going to meet this week to discuss the privatization. And I know CAF will not take a stand because they have been a beneficiaries of the
CAF has benefited over 100 million. I told somebody.
In prize money for this World Cup.
Yes, I told somebody on X.
So they will not take
I said that UEFA and the Asian football committee may not support this, and it's because Asia and the UEFA and Europe they have money. They are okay. Most of their countries are doing well. Okay, but when you come to Africa, we don't have that luxury. So I know what a $20 million can do to Africa if it is properly utilized.
Okay, so
Jeremiah,
okay, now Jeremiah, let's look at it this way. I'm a very rational person. Before I used to look at emotions when you talk about business, but this is it. Now imagine that a non-profit organization, you are not able to give us $20 million to use it to develop our grassroots football and every other thing. That which is good for us, and we are appreciating it. Do you know that when privatization comes on board, we are going to get more than that?
Yes.
Applaud that. But do you know the consequences of getting more than that?
What is the consequence? No, I don't know. Let's look at it from this angle. Let me tell you something, Daniel. It's so certain that World Cup will not be hosted in Africa in the next. I'm not exaggerating, but this is the truth.
The one we are going to see in the next Morocco is Africa.
Obviously, we know the kind of development that has happened in Morocco.
No,
but you will not see what happened in South Africa
2010
happen again in the next 4 editions. We don't, no African country as of today has that structure that can put in 100 billion into hosting World Cup.
Look at our FIFA project in NFS. It's still in the frame for many years.
Our time is going. Don't let us talk about Amadou Pinnick. God will be seeing Amadou Pinnick and he sees that. God sees him. God sees Amadou Pinnick and God knows what he's going to do. Our time is faster. But where I'm going is that who are the people that is going to spend every money to go and watch World Cup?
Exactly.
Africans.
It is who?
Tell me. Major people
in these countries.
Most people that will go and watch World Cup. Okay. Privileged people.
I want to know your stand now. So you have the video piece and then people
tell me, when they give you a contract, that means when they give us a contract, what it is. Do you know the technology? The technology in the football we use to play. There was a technology that says that I watched a video that analyzed the technology of the football. Everything technological. Look what is now brought into the game. That the game called football. Let's assume that they want to call it soccer. Even soccer, we are not enjoying it. I mean, we are in that times and seasons whereby there is no, we cannot shy away from it.
When 500 photo, Infantino is getting 0.
I think I will still. I love the idea of the fact that he's going to develop Africa.
I don't care.
I don't care about Europe. I don't care about America.
You have CONCACAF, the one in charge of America, and they have rejected it.
Everybody have their agreement. Sammy, I don't care about Asia.
Get it.
I care about Africa.
Okay, let's
talk about Dami. I am a Nigerian. I cannot tell you.
Africa.
Let us give us more.
The one
We'll do more research. We'll bring it again next week. And the reason is because we have to be investment mindset. There is nothing that sport is business. Let's take away, and that's one of the things that is killing the Nigerian league. When we make it business, we will get the best of it. Instead of this charade that they do in the Nigerian league, that government own clubs and the clubs are not structured, they don't even have a website and you are paying salary. But let's just leave that. Our time is fast spent before they send us away from the studio. Okay, thank you so much, everyone that has joined the Olamide Abi and the whole conversations that we've had today. I know tomorrow is going to be another nice time. I mean, next week, sorry, it's going to be another nice time. If WFM is ready, we are ready to always have it every time. But if they are ready for it. So, will be another next time. Next week, we'll continue this conversation about CAF. I mean, I think by that time, CAF would have made their decision ahead of that. But why are you looking at me? Is there a song you want to play? Calm down now. WFM. Hey, Dami, thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. WFM.